Welcome, everybody, to episode 23. That's season 2, episode 7 of Community Chronicles, a DDPY community video interview series. My guest for this episode is the founder of Namaste Fitness, a level 2 DDPY instructor, a YRG veteran of the program, and everybody's favorite Facebook admin, Heather Berkowitz. Welcome, Heather.
Hi, thank you. I don't know if I can live up to that intro, but I'll try.
Well, you are all of those things. There were no lies.
Well, that's true.
So I don't know what grandiose expectations I built, but we'll see what happens. We're going to ask you, Heather, to do what we ask everybody to do, and that's give us what we like to call the VHS sleeve version of how you found the DDPY program and what it's done for you since.
All right, so I'm a wrestling fan, and I feel like I need to clarify that or explain that first. So I used to subscribe to Dallas's newsletter on his website when he was actively wrestling. He sent it out, I don't know, weekly, monthly, whatever. But so I knew about DDPY, YRG from the beginning. So that's sort of the background information. From 2008-ish to about 2010, 2011, I was in a series of bad car accidents. Each accident was a little bit worse than the previous one. So I was T-boned by a tipsy driver who ran a stop sign. I was the middle car in a 3-car accident on I-90. And lastly, I was run over by a car. And that's not hyperbole. I was literally actually, I don't think I was in the crosswalk. I think I was near the crosswalk, but I was actually struck by a car as a pedestrian.
Wow.
So after the last accident, the doctor cleared me for, normal activities and stuff. And I said, well, that's great, but I feel like I got run over by a car. And he said, well, you did. Okay. My body ached. So I asked him what I could do, and he suggested yoga, knowing all of my previous history and everything else. So I found some free videos around and about the internet, and they helped almost immediately, and I felt a lot better. But I really, really, really didn't like them. They were too slow and too kind of earthy, crunchy, I guess is the only way I can kind of describe it. And I felt like I needed something a little bit more like intense. So I kind of put that on the back burner, and I did some other workout programs that made my body generally feel good, except that I still felt like my grandma every day when I woke up. And so around that time, I had started seeing Arthur's video pop up I don't know, everywhere on the internet and on Facebook and everywhere. And I watched it 20 bajillion times. And eventually, and I think everybody kind of has this point, but eventually something in my brain clicked. And I was like, oh shit, if Arthur can do it, surely I can do it. And for me, that moment was, I had to have my husband give me a icy hot back rub, which is just as unsexy as it sounds. But it didn't actually help. So I smelled like an old man and my back still hurt. So that was sort of the thing for me. And I was like, all right, I got to do something. So I got the program. Kind of like everybody does, sat on it for a little while, did a couple workouts here and there. But then in November 2012, I was like, I just got to give this a month and see what happens and see how this goes. So I started November 1st, 2012, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Wow, that is it's quite the story. Not just one bad car accident, but then to get run straight over. That's some shitty luck. But I guess it speaks to the design of the program and what it can do for you from a physical standpoint, that you're still here doing it almost 10 years later. No more icy hot back rubs.
No icy hot back rubs. So if you have taken classes with me before, most recently virtually, but if you take classes with me before, you may have probably heard my hips pop before. My hips are kind of the only thing that are still a little bit like hinky sometimes, but even still, it's so much better than it used to be. And now I have the tools to make them not hurt anymore, or to make them hurt less. And I'm not literally limping out of bed every single morning.
That's one thing I've noticed, is that I used to complain a lot about, back pain or hip pain. And I still gripe about it every now and then if if it's a bad day. But now I even stop myself and go, well, you know what you can do to alleviate that? Just go do that thing, and then it won't hurt anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have lost some weight doing the program, but that was never my intention. I never needed to lose weight. I was never at an unhealthy weight. I literally just wanted to get my life back somehow.
That's awesome.
I was willing to do just about anything. I was willing to trust a guy who I had posters of him on my wall. So
that's great. I was a DDP fan as well back in the day. I saw him twice at the Fargo Dome, once on Thunder and once on Nitro. So I can relate there. I don't know that I did not subscribe to his newsletter, however, so I can't claim to be as big a fan as you were. So you got to tell me. So many questions come to mind when I get the opportunity to speak to an admin of the DDP Yoga Facebook group.
Okay.
So the first one that comes to mind is, has anyone besides the Facebook admins ever read the group rules?
Probably not.
Okay. Because I have, but it's one of those things where you wonder why, people will gripe. I posted this the other day and it got taken down, so here it goes again. I don't know why. It's like, well, you get pinned right at the top there.
I think it's like, the terms and conditions when you I don't know, you get your new Xbox and you're like, I agree to all the terms and conditions, and you just check the box. Mm-hmm. I think it's like that. I mean, when we take your stuff down, we tell you why that it was taken down, but if you don't read it, you don't read it.
Yeah, it's usually pretty simple. Keep it DDP Yoga related. Don't be a dick, and your stuff's not going to be taken down. I mean,
that's pretty accurate.
That's what they should be. So what would you say is the most shocking thing that you've ever had to remove from whether it be just completely tasteless, salacious, mean, inappropriate? What's something that sticks out as you were scratching your head as to how this person would ever post that on the internet in the first place?
So we have a lot of posts. I don't want to say we have a lot of posts, but every so often we get some posts about, I'm trying to think of a PG way to say this, of how DDPY can benefit you in the bedroom. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I can't actually wink, or I would have winked here, but I can't wink. But wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It's Bedflex 4. I think.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one? I don't have that one on my app, so that must be why. It must be like the secret track. You gotta play it in the right order.
There are appropriate ways, I guess, to go about that, but
yeah,
I would be more concerned with where the rest of the community would take a question like that. I guess. The innocence.
Yeah, and I think as an admin, I realize nobody watches this show, but just on the off chance that anybody is, we just there's 70,000 people, right? So it's not ever personal.
Right.
We're just doing the best that we can to keep everybody on track and motivated and encouraged and inspired, honestly. And I
think that
twice before you post, but I think that goes for basically anything you're going to post on the internet, not just in our group, but give it a good think.
Well, people within the community say it all the time, and even Dallas makes mention of it when he does his Facebook Fridays and stuff, that this group is so supportive. You know, it's everybody helping each other out, leaning on each other. It's such a positive environment. Well, that is not pure coincidence that it's a positive environment. You know, there's some curation that has to take place, and that's not all you guys as admins and moderators, but it's the community itself. You know, the people that do stick around tend to shut down negativity pretty quick. Like, that's not what we're here for. But having to be, you know, the SWAT team at the forefront of that is not an enviable task. So I can appreciate it, but it's really due to people like yourself and the other admins that is such a positive, motivating community.
And we do it because we love the program and we love the community and we believe in sort of what's been created. And so when people kind of get down on us, we take it a little bit personally because we're trying to help create and keep this community thriving, right? We're at 70,000 people. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to do our best to keep the community thriving and kind of keeping everybody on track. So when everybody kind of gets down on us, and, you know, it happens from time to time, and I understand it, but you just got to scroll through the page and see what we're all about.
Yeah, it's not complicated. Like I said, I didn't want this interview to become all about you being a Facebook admin. If you want to fire off on Heather Berkowitz, you know where to find her. But she can defend herself. She can fire off.
Inbox is always open, folks.
Yes. So don't forget to thank your moderators today. If you ever want to hear the stuff that was too hot for this show nobody watches. You know what, by the way, that's a lot like, you know, when someone says your sister's ugly, like, you can say it, but if someone else says it, it's kind of offensive. It hurts a little bit.
Exactly.
Like, that's kind of, I can say that nobody watches the show, but now that you said it, I'm kind of like, oh, that hurts my insides. But so I don't know.
It's like, but like, no one else can insult your sister, but like your friend can kind of join in on making fun of your sister.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel.
Here, join in, but easy. Here's the line. Someday somebody will watch it. I guarantee. I don't know. But
maybe I'll send the link to my mom.
Perfect. I will make sure to take off the restricted listing then. So watch your language next time. All right. Well, I think I'm double checking here. Don't want to run this thing too long. I mean, there's a lot more. Where else can people go, Heather, if they want to learn more about your story? I think you've done a couple other of these interviews in the past, right?
Yeah. So the other one that I have done, this is from like 12,000 centuries ago. But my friend Nolan Bobbitt used to have a podcast. To Choose to Change, I think is what it's called.
Cool.
I don't know, but it's old and he hasn't done anything in a long time, but there's a lot more there as well. But I mean, I'm pretty sure my story is all over our Facebook page.
Yeah, well, just search Heather Berkowitz and then read all of her posts and you'll put it all together there. All right. Well, are you ready for some rapid fire questions, Heather?
Let's do it.
This is everybody's favorite part. I say that it's that guy's favorite part that watches. What is the last book you read?
Oh, shoot. I literally just finished a book yesterday. I can't remember the name of it, but it was about handling your emotions at work. It was like a self-help professional development book. Really
resonated with you then?
Yeah, actually the content did, but I could not tell you what it was called if my life depended on it.
All right. What is one song that has to be on your workout playlist?
Lose Yourself, Eminem.
Awesome. What is your favorite place in the world?
Favorite place in the world? Costa Rica.
Cool. If you were forced to swap lives with somebody, who would it be?
Anybody?
Well, anybody. Well, preferably someone alive.
Mrs. Jason Statham.
I won't ask why. What is one food that you cannot turn down?
Chocolate.
Cool. Your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, I hate when people are late.
I was really, really close tonight.
I know you were.
If I'd known that, like I would have jumped on.
So at work, if you're on time, you're late for meetings. I work a lot with our corporate office, so that's just kind of in my brain. And I'm like habitually early, anyways. I can't help it.
Well, you just want to sit there and side eye to people that walk in at the last minute, is why.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you may have answered this one already, but who's your favorite wrestler? He doesn't
Sting.
watch this, by the way.
He for sure doesn't. It's Sting.
Okay. And all right. Well, who is your least favorite wrestler? Everybody's got one.
Least favorite.
There has to be somebody where you're like, oh God, not another so-and-so match. Back in the day when you're watching Nitro or Raw. For me, I'm sorry. I mean, if you're watching this, it was me and Mike Enos.
That's a good one. Shoot. Bobby Lashley. And I know I'm going to catch heat for it, but it's definitely Bobby Lashley.
No, I'm down with it. I mean, it's better than it used to be, but it used to be nigh unwatchable. All right. What is the worst advice you've ever received?
One more won't hurt.
And the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice. Oh, it's going to be backwards, I think. I don't even know if you can see this because you can't really see it on my screen. But anyways, it says you're never going to achieve success if you fear failure.
Awesome. Perfect. You survived the rapid fire round.
Woo!
So the next order of business that we ask everybody to do here. Well, I mean, it's a tenuous situation. I'd like you to pick a member of the DDPY community that you think deserves a little bit of a shout out, some recognition, and let us know why.
I would say Beverly Boma. Not just because she's also a fellow admin, but because she is always encouraging and inspiring and pushing others to do and be a little bit more and a little bit better. And I think she just deserves some extra love.
I agree. Bev asks for nothing. She only gives. And I think she's absolutely awesome. All right. Well, there's just one last thing that we ask everybody to do here on Community Chronicles, and that's give us a bang to shut her down.
Bang.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to do this tomorrow. Peace.
Deuces.
Right.